Hello, good morning, everyone. Currently, at the recording of this video, the time is very early. It's like 7 in the morning right now. So, today's topic I'm going to be talking about is Mongolia and the religion that we follow. Mostly everybody follows the religion. And the some geographic location and also the culture and the about a little bit about the shamanism, the religion, one of the most popular religion that we actually have. We do have Muslims, Christian, and also mostly like almost half of the people of Mongolia follow is like Buddhism. So the one that we're going to be focused on today is going to be shamanism. Yeah. So first of all, let's have an overview of shamanism. So first, there's like lots of spiritual traditions in shamanism that's been deeply rooted to the tradition of Mongolia. That involves lots of like spiritual practices and also the connection with the spirits and the nature itself. So, and the rituals and the ceremonies that they do can be considered very strange in some of the other countries, such as, uh, well, America, England, or like, very European. People would be shocked, like, how the ceremonies and the, spiritual traditions that goes through the shamanism. But the shamanism we're talking about here is obviously Mongolian shamanism. Well, there's like lots of other shamanisms over there. Well, and the spiritual way, there was like a weird like situations where the shamans usually tend to do the ceremony for the foreign people, and foreign people usually get shocked by it. By that means like shamans can actually eat fire and they can drink lots of liquor too. Well, that way they can like connect to the spirits better and other stuff too. And history of shamanism can be actually like found early as the beginning of Hunnu age, and like it's been in our Mongolian tradition since the Hunnu. So shamans usually tend to be considered very powerful beings, and they usually also used to hold very powerful political positions too, back in the Chinggis Khan's age. And it also influenced our culture and history so much that it survived until today. Well, some people usually talk that some people actually like still considers like Chinggis Khan himself was actually a shaman, and most of the it's not historically confirmed that he was a shaman, but most of the shamans considered Chinggis Khan was a shaman. But historically, like as every great emperor tended to have his like own spiritual advisors, Chinggis Khan also had his trusted spiritual advisor, one of the great shamans. He he actually killed him because of the some bad omen. Actually, like the vibe was not right, I guess. That's why he killed the shaman that was giving some spiritual guidance to the great emperor. And when we talk about shamanic practice and rituals, well, there are like many rituals and many practices, but like for this video, like I actually like picked three rituals that's very commonly used in most religions, most shamanistic religions too. And the first one is purification ceremony. uh the purification ceremony like can be like to make the sins of the certain person disappear, or like clean their energy, clean their negative energy that's like consuming, and they're like feeding on their souls to like make them make their lives living hell, I guess. And the second is like spirit communication. Well, like shamans can communicate with the dead and deceased. They can reunite for their with their loved ones for just a few moments, but for not for long. Like it'll actually like be 15 minutes at the most, because the it's like forbidden practice for shamanism in Mongolia to summon the dead and like let them possess their bodies and talk with them. It's considered forbidden because 1 minute of summoning the dead person from the hell or heaven or the blue sky, like wherever there goes after they die, and like when they summon them from their resting places, the shaman who summoned the spirit from the underworld, their lifespan actually gets shortened. It depends on the shaman's like spiritual power or like connection with the nature and stuff, but like most shamans actually consider it's forbidden because it takes away 1 year of their lifespan. So yeah. And the third one is also very commonly used in most religions. Like it's healing techniques that like licking their wound with their tongue and stuff. It's kind of gross, but like some of the people who actually like strongly believes in shamanism actually like says it's a healing technique, ritual, whatever it is, but still they think it's somehow benefiting them. And shamans like use a range of like traditional healing methods, including like herbal remedies and energy manipulation, like you know it's like same thing as the purification ceremony, but like a little bit of a different way, that it heals their body injured parts. Like if you have a like stage 3 cancer or like something like that, they'll like give you some remedy and like purify you, and like they'll say you'll be feeling better after this, or maybe they'll give you some special treatment and like personal little bit personal treatment. Well, like a sacrifice, like tell them to do that, sacrifice that, stop doing that, start doing this, etc. And the role of shamanism and in Mongolia society is very big. Like just imagine that like one of like very many great kings we had, like almost all of them actually like had like religious or spiritual guidance, like seeked religious guidance and spiritual guidance from like at least one shaman. Yeah. And like the shamanists like usually tend to be the community leaders, because like Mongolia actually like had like tribes, hordes, clans. In every clan, in every tribe, we actually had one shaman that's tend to like give you some kind of foresight in the future, and like the villagers or like the tribe members just tend to believe the him or her. um and like they them it's like 2024, so yeah. Well, shamans like often serve as like leaders and mentors towards like the communities, and guiding important decisions and dispute resolutions. They actually used to like ask whatever like trouble, what kind of like trouble their clan in. Like the first thing they do was like ask the shaman. So yeah, they were kind of like community leaders in a way. And spiritual wisdom they used to give, that like whenever the clan members like seek answers for like any kind of situation, they just go for the shaman. And cultural preferences will like shamans play a uh, uh like very important role preserving the ancient culture of like practices and oral traditions in Mongolian society. So nowadays, like lots of like young people are actually like very interested in shamanism too, but like just for the appearance, I think that is. Well, shamanic beliefs and like spirituality is like a little bit different from most of the religions because uh because of like they don't believe that there is actually a god up there. They just think like most of the spirits that's been trained and that's been like disciplined and like very like uh enlightened spirits, you can say that, I guess. um they become a guardian angel in a way and like protects the certain person they've been like given orders to protect and like judge those people and like give punishment towards those people who actually like did something wrong or like protect them from their certain doom. Yeah, something like that. And connection with the nature, like spiritual journeys, like cosmology concept. Yeah, actually, like shamanists do believe in like cosmology and like that beliefs involved in complex like cosmological concepts, like with the universe viewed as a harmonious and dynamic entity. Like they don't believe in God, but like they believe in like there are some entity that is like controlling it, like a king in the heaven. Like it's like a god, but like it's not a god. Like it's hard to translate it in English. Well, modern day revival of like shamanism in Mongolia is like culture reclamation. They think like shamanism is like very cultural thing in Mongolia, and like as I told you guys, like lots of young people are now getting interested in shamanism because like nowadays like the rappers are actually like using you know the shamanistic like the whistles and like the drums they use because like it sounds cool, I guess. But like yeah, and like spiritual connection, the renewal of like the revival of like the spiritual reawakening and longing for like deeper connections to the ancient tradition of Mongolia. They think like we need to be accepting the concept of like the ancient like tradition that's been like lost for like more than like 800 years now. They think they need to revive that and like it can be like more of a better way for us Mongolians to live, they think. Yeah. Youth engagement, yeah, there are like lots of young people are like taking an active interest, leading to the modern uh, like a revival of like shamanistic practices and beliefs because yeah, their parents believe in shamanism, then they're going to believe it. And conclusion and significance of the shamanism in Mongolian culture. Well, 500 centuries of tradition. There are 500, yeah, centuries of tradition in shamanism and has been integral part of Mongolia's culture for over 500 years, shaping social and spiritual practices. And 90% community influence, shamanic beliefs and rituals continues to influence over 90% of Mongolian people, demonstrating its enduring relevance. Yeah, like most of the people in Mongolia like still believes in those um, like shamanic beliefs, I guess. Like not clipping your nail at night. It'll bring you bad fortune and stuff like that, yeah, etc. And what most people think about Mongolia, we didn't talk about Mongolia that much. Like Mongolia is a very landlocked country, okay? Very landlocked country. And like it's like landlocked between Russia and China. In the north, our north neighbor is like Russia, and like our south neighbor is China. So like we have like very geographically like very difficult country to like trade with other countries. Like the best way to transport like goods is through train, but we don't have the luxury of that to trade with other countries than except Russia and China because of our geographically very unlucky position we are in right now. And almost like half of the landscape of Mongolia is purely like deserts like landscape, deep rooted, like, there's like not much of a, like, Greenland in the Gobi Desert that we actually like have most of the desert. Well, and some of the people, like most of the people actually know Mongolia as like of the Chinggis Khan and the shamanism, mythical rituals and beliefs, and connection with the nature and spirits. Yep, that's it. And thank you for listening. And bye bye.